Hello everyone, it's Wednesday the 2nd of June and it's challenge day, and this week we've got a dream challenge part 2. We've got charged shooters to help us this week, and as you can see by the amount of writing on this screenshot, there's quite a lot of gates and openings and spawns to deal with. It's quite a fun challenge, there's some tricky ones in here. We've only had it once before again, so again I'm a little bit rusty on what the tips and tricks were for it, but I'll try and remember them as I go through the maps. So the first one we're going to go on to is It On The Grapevine. This is a map where you need to search fire 4 bushes, and it's actually one of the few maps like this where you actually want it to be all 4 bushes. The far right bush in this picture is glowing red, and there's also a auto spawn herd in the middle. There is a trick to this in that you use Pt2 to open the far right red bush, and the top bush Glenn is stood next to here. When you hit the red bush, a tank will spawn on the next turn, but it also stops the auto spawns from the middle. The next turn you want to open the bottom bush next to Glenn and then run back towards the line. You're hoping that hasn't opened the exit, because when you open the exit a couple of tanks spawn, which you really don't want, because then they come at you and it's hard to get past them. Whereas if you still need to open the 4th bush, which is at the top above the auto spawn, top left, you can then get everyone on the line, get Glenn round to hit the final bush and get to the line without the fatties being able to get a turn. Do be careful when you're running back, because there will be a couple of walkers up round the left, but if you've hit the red bush on the second turn like you should have done, then there will only be two up there, so you can avoid them or herd them, run past them. Really tricky if you open it too early, as I say, but I'll show you again that technique when I do my first set of videos. The next one we're doing is the future. It's building a bridge between 2 halves. You start with 2 people on the right and quite a few walkers, and then on the left you've got a lone survivor and a couple of walkers. Every turn walkers will spawn on the left hand side, and then you get an incoming as well, so you want to go quite quickly or keep the threat down. I like to herd and stun them on the right, and each pile of wood to build a bridge takes 2 turns, and you build it in 2 halves. Once you've built the bridges, you need to get the bag, which you can just see above the walker here, and then get to the line. I believe when you build the bridges, after you finish building the bridge, some riots spawn around that bag, so you need to be charged or with a bruiser, or hope they come out so you can stun them with a warrior with a morning star. It does get very crowded on this left hand side, so you can herd for a few turns, but if you've got plenty of gore, the tool gore, which most people do, towards the end you can just gore up. They'll be completely safe, and then once the bridge is built, you can just run to the right hand side. It was really tricky until you start using gore, especially at high levels, to keep everything herded, but just using a gore really does help. So as we've got loads of it, might as well use it. And the next map we got is Rescue Operation. So we've got Freeman, we've got barrels, lots of walkers, and you've also got a movable dumpster, I guess. My general technique was to blow up the barrels. So use one charge attack to blow up the barrels on the left, one to blow up this one on the right, and then use Scout Glen to push the dumpster twice, and run everyone as far to the right as possible, and then the Freeman will come out and hopefully attack the tank, which hopefully will still be alive. You then have to open one of 3 crates on the right hand side. When you open the crate, the correct crate, a walker will come out. So using Pt2 Glen means you can open it and run away from it. And then you try and sneak back to the line and not back the way you came, hoping that the Freemen are still preoccupied up here with the walkers. Cripple gun's probably going to be quite useful on it. If there is a stray Freeman who's going to be hanging around, you'll be able to cripple it and run and hopefully not get hit by them. The 4th map is cable ties. You've got to open up the 2 boots of the cars, which take 1 turn, and then once you've done that, there's a place to attach the cables to the front of the car. Again, 1 on each side. The walkers don't normally spawn this well. I obviously got a good spawn on this one. Normally you can't see a couple of them, they're around the size of the cars. It is a horrible map. And once you've opened the boots, or it might be straight away, there's a big herd of walkers to the right, which is making its way towards you. The front of that is a lot of metalheads, which are quite a pain to deal with. 2 things to bear in mind on this. Once you've put the cable ties up between the 2 cars and got the exit light lit up, you can't run back past that cable tie. So if you are on the right hand side of these cars when the exit lights up, you're gonna have to run all the way back round, either below or above the 2 cars to get back to the exit. So try and stay to the left of that point. The other thing is, if the herd of walkers gets behind the car, so if you take too long and any of them reach the boots of the car, then the mission will finish automatically. There's no timer, there's nothing that says that will happen, it's just something that was found out last time. So keep that horde back and stay to the left of yourself if you can. Tricky map, not easy at all. Remember being very happy to 1-star this last time. Flares will help if you're willing to use tools. And I'm guessing possibly a Sasha Yumiko assault team will probably work quite well as well. Although being 1 person down when putting the cable ties on is gonna make that a bit tricky, but it should be fine. And next map is Gates of Hell. Again, another long explanation for this one. You need to press the button on the top wall in the first room, which activates the 2nd box on the gate down towards the bottom. Open that one up, and you've got to get round to the right hand side through another room to activate another button to open a gate to get to the line. Early on, herding, Huntsman Daryl, kill everything, keep the threat down, piece of cake. Higher levels, this team was used a lot. You can spawn block. When you move off the line, something comes out the door, you get an auto spawn from the door. You can spawn block that with 2 survivors, one where Sasha is, one next to her. And then you can deal with everything that's in the room. And the incoming always comes out around this container. So you can keep it stunned and spawn block. And then you have to deal with the tank and walkers in this room whilst keeping the incoming at bay on the left hand side. blow that all up at the right time and run through. And then it is just a case of keeping everything stunned for the incoming that comes in that room, and get to the line. Took a long time, if I remember correctly, to get yourself set up. Possibly a Princess, Yumiko, Shane team would work well if you can get charged up quick enough. That's going to be the only problem with that team. But herding and threat reduction is by far the easiest way whilst you still can. And last but not least is secure the lodge. Starts with a bunch of walkers, and open the gate and then get to the right hand side. Sounds easy enough, and the first time we all did it last time we thought it was going to be super easy, except after the second or third turn you get 3 freemen, including a hunter, spawn coming out the lodge above this truck. So they're actually out of sight if you're down here, and they will run round and they will hit you and bruise you or heavy injure you, depending on what level you're at, quite quickly. What you can do is position your survivors up by the house, and you can spawn block 1 or 2 of them, and then you still got to keep them stunned whilst you open the gate, and then you can run to the line. There's walkers over on the right hand side as well, and an incoming. You need to go quick, but you also need to keep those freemen stunned. Frustrating map when that hunter manages to come and get you, but I'll show you a few different teams on that one as well as the spawn blocks for the freemen. That's pretty much it for this week's overview. Sorry it's a bit rushed. I got a lot of work on at the moment and I need to get this done. And as I say, we've only had it once before. We have a lot less heroes and weapons than we do now, so I'm sure there'll be new and imaginative ways to beat these maps. I think I quite enjoyed it last time, apart from cable ties. I hated that one at high level. So have fun everyone, enjoy the charged shooters, because everyone knows that's the best class to be charged. Obviously not. And hopefully 1 week we will get charged bruisers again, because it's been 2 months, well more than that, nearly 3 months since we last had charged bruisers. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.